Just want to take a moment and thank the fine folks at Manscaped.com. Manscaped.com, the official sponsor of the State of the Saints podcast. It says roses are red, violets are blue. Don't let a wild pube wreck you. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and our sponsors at Manscaped are here for you with the best tools to get your jewels ready for the special occasion. The V-Day, it's time to join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, the leader in below-the-waist grooming, with our exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com, use that promo code State of Saints. All lowercase letters, that's State of Saints, and you'll save 20% off. I recommend the Lawnmower 4.0 as well as the nose trimmer. They have so many items that you can choose from. Just go to manscaped.com, use that promo code State of Saints. You'll save 20% off. Now let's get back to the show. Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday so far. I'm actually recording this show on a Sunday, and I hope everyone is having a good one. And if you're not listening on a Sunday, I hope you're having a good day all in all. But on this edition, we're going to be talking about Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs. Eric Bieniemy, some of you may know that he has an opportunity to interview for the head coaching job of the New Orleans Saints, a job that has been left vacant by head coach Sean Payton, who decided to step down a couple of weeks ago. But Eric Bieniemy has been the guy that everybody's been talking about, because over the past few years, if you look at the Kansas City Chiefs and their high-powered offense led by Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Nico Hartman and Travis Kelce and our guy from LSU, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, you'll see that they are one of the most, if not the most explosive offense in all of the NFL. And Eric Bieniemy has been the guy that has been calling the plays. I mean, you have a guy who has been with Andy Reid for quite some time. I mean, he has been the guy who has been right there with him. You look at the Kansas City Chiefs, 4 AFC championship appearances, 2 Super Bowl appearances in the last 4 years. And, you know, every time a coaching vacancy comes out, they always mention Eric Bieniemy. And now Eric Bieniemy gets an opportunity to interview for the New Orleans Saints head coaching job. Now, I will say this. I will hope that after everything that has transpired with head coach Brian Flores, that a guy like Eric Bieniemy would be getting a fair shake. You know, I feel like if you're not giving this guy a fair opportunity, and if you're not looking at this guy seriously as being a head coach of the New Orleans Saints, I just think you need to not waste his time, and definitely don't waste your time. But I don't think that after all this nonsense that has been going around, and the injustices and, you know, the unfair things that have been going on in practices in the National Football League, that the New Orleans Saints would do that. I mean, they would have to be completely insane. So I have to believe that they are really serious about Eric Bieniemy, and they should be. I mean, this is a guy who, once again, led a high-powered offense. He's learned under Andy Reid, which has been a very successful place to learn. You look at Doug Peterson, who's getting a second opportunity. Now he's the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, which I'm extremely excited about, because I love all the members of the Who Dat Nation, but some of you, you might want to understand that Wikipedia isn't real, okay? There are some reports that came out that said that Doug Peterson was the head coach of the Saints via Wikipedia. Some people need to understand that you can edit Wikipedia anytime Dick and Harry can, edit Wikipedia to a point where it can say anything you want it to say. So you shouldn't take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, Doug Peterson gets another opportunity at a head coaching job. I mean, he learned under Andy Reid. They've had successful coaches that had learned under his umbrella. And I think that Eric Bieniemy can be one of those guys. What I don't like, this is what I don't like, Who That Nation. This is what I don't like, NFL fans. I don't like how he becomes the poster child for black coaching opportunities. Okay, because I feel like this has always been the topic of conversation ever since this guy has really climbed up the ranks and has really performed well. It has always been, what about Eric Bieniemy? What about Eric Bieniemy? And it's almost looking like he's like a charity case or the token black guy, you know what I'm saying, that they want to use to try to elevate this alarming situation. I don't want Eric Bieniemy to get a head coaching job because he's black. I want Eric Bieniemy to get a job because he's good. He just so happens to be black. Okay. I don't feel like we're in a good position if you're just giving people jobs based on the way that they look. I do feel like there are opportunities that need to be given, and opportunities to give to minorities and African Americans. Absolutely. But I also don't want them just to be given to them just for the simple fact that they're a minority or being, African American. I just don't think that that's fair. You need to walk into the room with an open mind, right? Walk into the room with an open mind and look at this guy, you know what I'm saying, as if you're blind. You can't see him. You know what I'm saying? You only can hear him and understand that he understands the X's and O's and the Willies and the Joes. And that, my friends, should be the practices that all NFL teams need to practice. But it's so sad that we live in a world today that an NFL commissioner has to send out a list of things that they need to do in order to create change. You can create as much change as you want to, but until a man's heart change, you've done absolutely nothing. Okay, you've done absolutely nothing because you're still forcing this person to do something that they don't want to do. Until people have an open mind, until they come into a situation, as if this situation is just a fair opportunity, we're going to be in the same position that we've always been in when it comes to African American coaches and minorities. But back to Eric Bieniemy, I think that he would be a good coach for the New Orleans Saints. I think that he would be a leader of men. I think that he can have this offense really going. I think that the Saints have some talent on the offensive side of football. Of course, they need to get themselves a few more weapons. I mean, you got Michael Thomas coming back. I'm pretty sure he'll be excited with a guy like Eric Bieniemy, all the things that he's done out there in Kansas City. And you align him with a couple more pieces maybe you get from free agency as well as the draft. And, of course, you get yourself a quarterback. I mean, my suggestion would be re-signing Jameis Winston. But if you don't think that's the right decision, then you get yourself a quarterback that can come in there. You can teach and develop. And we all know Eric Bieniemy can do that with what he has done with Patrick Mahomes. Even though Patrick Mahomes has otherworldly talent, he still has to be able to hone his craft and be able to understand how to manipulate defenses and also call in the right plays. And that's where Eric Bieniemy comes in. I don't know if Eric Bieniemy is going to get the job, but I do think that he would be the right person for the job. You look at his coaching resume, I mean, it's really freaking good. You think about it. I mean, I'm looking at this right now. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. I mean, he's been with the Kansas City Chiefs. He's been the running back coach from 2013 to 2017. And he's been the offensive coordinator calling the plays since Patrick Mahomes became the starter. Think about that, okay? Patrick Mahomes comes into the league in 2017. All right, he sets the whole entire year for Alex Smith. He plays in the last game of the season, and in 2018, his very first season, he won league MVP, and that was the first year Eric Bieniemy was the offensive coordinator. I mean, and even Andy Reid has come out and says Eric Bieniemy calls all the plays. I mean, so it's not like this is one of those situations where it's just a Sean Payton, Pete Carmichael type deal. Okay, we know that Sean Payton is the guy who's calling the plays on Sunday, and Pete Carmichael is just the guy with the title. Now, every now and then, Sean Payton will allow Pete Carmichael to call the plays. I mean, if Sean Payton just so happened to be sick this past season, the fact that, the Bounty Gate scandal a couple of years back, Pete Carmichael calling the plays. So it's not like one of those situations. Eric Bieniemy is the one calling the plays, and he's the one for the off. He's the mastermind behind the offensive success of the Kansas City Chiefs. whoever the New Orleans Saints decide to get. Rather it's Eric Bieniemy, Dennis Allen, Aaron Glenn, Brian Flores. I hope that this guy comes in and brings his own culture. Doesn't try to be like Sean Payton. Doesn't try to mimic what Sean Payton has done. You have to come in with your own coaching style because guys can see right through that. They can smell a phony a mile away. And if you're coming in, you're trying to be phony, you're trying to be Parcells, you're trying to be Payton, you're trying to be Belichick, guys are not going to buy that. And with people that are mostly concerned about the culture and keeping things intact with the New Orleans Saints, that will completely mess up the chemistry of any locker room when you have a head coach up in there that's not a player's coach, not an understanding coach, and not a guy that people feel that they can rally around and help them and put them in the best position to win. Regardless of who they select, I just hope that whoever comes in with their own culture and not the one of Sean Payton. But I would love to hear from you. What do you all think about Eric Bieniemy interviewing for the New Orleans Saints job? And also, who you think would be a good fit? Do you think that Dennis Allen is the number one guy? How do you see this coaching hiring process going? Comment down below, like and share this video. This has been the State of the Saints podcast, brought to you by Manscaped.com. And also want to give a special shout out to all those at DraftKings.com that says the moment we've been waiting for since September is finally here. In honor of the big game, DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the Super Bowl, is giving new customers 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. Not a new customer, you can experience Super Bowl 56 with the same game parlay. Combine multiple bets from the same game for a bigger payout. The more leg you add, the more money you can make. DraftKings is safe, secure, and reliable. Best of all, you can deposit and withdraw your cash whenever you want. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use the promo code State of Saints, and get 56-1 odds on either team. Bet just $5 and get $280 in free bets if your team wins. That promo code, once again, is SOTS at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 56. You must be 21 years or older in order for you to take part in this. New customers only. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you know someone, or if you are a person that is dealing with gambling problems, call the Virginia Problem Gambling Hotline at 1-888-532-3500. That's 1-888-532-3500. Thank you all once again for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor FM, and also a part of the Pigskin Podcast Network. Till next time, all I got to say is